Hi guys, it's Anne here, and in today's video I wanted to talk about my experience at the Sephora Rouge event that just happened this past week, March 6th. I've never been to one before, so I just wanted to share my experience, what I bought, and the sample giveaway thing that they gave at the event as well. So as I mentioned, I've never been to one of these events before. I reached Rouge Sephora for the first time last year, and that was semi-intentional. I knew I was going to be buying a couple of expensive products, so I just ensured that I focused on my purchases last year really on Sephora. I didn't really buy much from other stores, so I really just reached the threshold. I'm like, $1,000.30 type thing. I was definitely like right on the mark, partially because I did want to see what it was like to be, Rouge. What were the perks that you got? I'm not sure yet that there's been a whole lot of perks, but I want to focus specifically on the event. It was this past Wednesday. I was supposed to go with a friend, but unfortunately she wasn't feeling well, so she decided to not come. I wasn't sure I was going to go because, and this is typical me, it's not like there was any sales. Like nothing was, discounted. Yes, they were releasing new products, but I'm personally one of those people that very rarely will rush out to buy something new. I tend to wait a little bit to see what other people's opinions are first before buying, and I usually wait a little bit to see if things will go on sale. So I ended up deciding to go though because I definitely wanted to see what the experience was like. So I went to the one in Toronto, and I went to the one at the Eaton Centre. Now, for anybody that's been to the Sephora in the Eaton Centre, it's generally a madhouse 24/7. Like, the only time that I think I've been there when it has not been crazy has been like a weekday at like 10:30, 11. And it was, I can't even remember exactly what time of year it was or why, but it was clearly not a day that, like, the mall in and of itself was not very busy. I am definitely a person that struggles with anxiety, and particularly things that are hectic. Like when the Sephora store is crazy. I was there, I want to say maybe a couple weeks ago, and I didn't buy anything. I went into the store and I turned around and walked out because it was just too intense. The lineup was huge. I felt like I couldn't look at any of the products I wanted to look at because there were so many people there. So anyway, part of the reason for going was I was hoping that with it being exclusive to Rouge that it would be a little less busy. So first of all, when I got there, there was two women standing outside, staff sort of signing people in. One woman was talking to somebody, and the other lady was talking to a woman that had just sort of walked up and was like, oh, like, I can't go in. She's sitting there explaining, she's like, oh, this is a Rouge event. It's for specific people in our program. They've spent more than $1,000 in the store in the previous year. And the look on the woman's face was like, oh my God. And I was kind of like, yeah, I feel a little bit embarrassed now that I'm one of those people that just spent more than $1,000 in the store in the previous year. And yeah, it just made me feel, put things in perspective a little bit. I felt a little guilty. Kind of just wanted to turn around and walk away and not go into the store. But anyway, I patiently waited while she explained to this lady, and then she left, and then obviously like they check your name off on the list, and then I went in. It was busy. I would say it was average busy. It was busy like normal day, average amount of people. Busier than I had anticipated, which I wasn't too thrilled about, but I mean, that is what it is. They're obviously trying to make money. Also surprises me that there's that many people that are, at the Rouge level. I just wasn't expecting that many people in the store. I did go a little bit later, so I didn't go right when it started. I went, like, it was between 7 and 9, and I was there probably about like 7:15, 20 after 7. And apparently somebody told me, or read online, that typically what they do is like, people stand outside and cheer when they open the door at 7 o'clock. And apparently, I don't know if this happened this time, but apparently in previous years there's been like a DJ. I'm so glad that wasn't there, or at least I did not experience that, because I would have found that so embarrassing. I don't know, it's already kind of a little weird that I've spent so much money and now I'm just dropping more money in your store, but I really don't want people to clap and cheer for me for that aspect. It just feels a little strange. So for the most part, the store seemed pretty much the same. There was definitely more staff on hand. They did have a table at the back that had little tiny water bottles, and There may have been chocolates or something. I don't know. Again, when things are kind of busy, I have a hard time processing like all the things that are going on. So I did sort of do a tour of the store first. I had in mind what I did want to buy already, and I was trying to keep it fairly limited. I did want to stay under $100 because, again, nothing was on sale, and I can just wait a month and buy stuff in the April sale. So there wasn't a huge incentive. And again, like I said, I'm not, one of those people that's going to rush out to buy the brand newest products, and there really wasn't a whole lot of new things. So I did see the Riviera palette in person. I swear, pictures do not do that justice. It is a very, very bright palette. The girl that had showed me, so a girl did come by when I was looking at the Anastasia products, and she's like, "Oh, have you seen the new palette?" And blah blah blah. I'm like, "No, I want to see it, sure." Obviously, I couldn't swatch it, but it definitely was very, very bright. Probably not a palette that I would run out and buy. Maybe if I saw it for sale in Winners at some point, but I feel like it maybe overlaps a lot with the Violet Boss palette that I have. So again, again, for me, it just is not necessary. So anyway, the girl, I was saying that I was looking at the brow products for Anastasia, and she's like, "Oh, have you seen the new brow gel?" So in my mind, one of the products that I was going to buy was potentially the clear brow gel, and I knew that they had the new colored ones. I think they call them the dip brow gels. So I was like, maybe I'll buy one of those. So she did apply. So funny enough, she applied the brow gel, but she really only did the one eyebrow and not like my other eyebrow. I actually have it in today, so I did buy it. I did buy the Anastasia brow gel in the shade medium brown. So I mean, it's not too exciting to look at. And that's what the wand looks like. So it's pretty small. I would say it's close in size to the Essence one. It's maybe a tiny bit more narrow and a tiny bit longer. And she seemed kind of rushed, which I get. She wants to show the product to as many people, but it was typical of like she started working on my eyebrow and she was like, "Oh my god," and I can see people's faces like they want to like do my brows because they see how bad they are, and then when they go in, they're like, "Oh, this is worse than I thought. I don't know how to handle this." I have yet to come across somebody that can actually do my brows. Like, I know I struggle with it, and I know people have commented in videos. They're like, "Oh my god, I love my brows." This is from like 20 years of experience, and I still am struggling. And like I said, I've yet to come across a professional that even can handle my brows and can actually do a good job. Anyway, so I have been playing with this a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of thoughts other than it's tricky to work with. Like, my brows are pretty intense today. Why I like having bangs, because I can cover some of it up. Yeah, so I wish I maybe brought the clear brow gel, which is what I was intending to do. Yeah, I kind of did wish I bought that. I still may buy that in April. But this has been interesting to try out. I might do a little comparison video between this and the Essence one. So the other product that I bought was intentional, wasn't new. I just needed a new liquid eyeliner, so I bought the Fenty Beauty eyeliner. A little bit reflective with the light there. I really like this. This is what the tip looks like. It's a very, very fine tip. I'm wearing it right now, actually, and I find this has much better control over. I've been using the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner, and that's still working for me, but I feel like it's starting to like splay. Well, it is splaying. There's some like bristles that are like kind of going all over the place, and I'm finding like it's bleeding a lot, and I didn't see that with this, so I am happy with this purchase. Could I have waited? Probably. And then the other thing that I purchased, and I have Terra Babies to thank for this one, it is the Cheek Leaders Mini Pink Squad palette. So I've been talking about wanting to get blushes that are a bit more glowy, and what really sold me was the two blushes on the side. You have the California blush here, and then this is the new blush. I think it's called Twinkle. It's not really a blush, it's more of like a highlighter, and then you have Dandelion over here. So I don't have any Benefit blushes at all. This is the first time I've had Benefit blushes. I'm going to do a quick little swatch here. yeah, I'm really happy with this purchase. I'm actually wearing Dandelion, which it barely shows up on me, which actually is probably a good thing because I feel like I've been overly ambitious with blush lately, and I have a bit of the twinkle sort of over top, and not really up here. That's a pretty vulgar highlight. But yeah, I put a bit of twinkle over top just to like give it a bit of sheen. I actually did pick up a concealer, the Cover FX concealer, but I put it back. I didn't actually buy it because I want to make sure I stayed under my $100. I'm still looking to get another liquid concealer. I don't really have any other than the It Cosmetics one that I have, but it's too light. So anyway, so the other thing I want to talk about was the free sample bag. So this is the bag. I mean, it's pretty cute. It's very 80s to me. I don't know. Depends on how old you are, but this is like material is very reminiscent of like 80s, in a strange way, like early 80s. Like I'd say like 84, 85, 86. None of the like crazy like fluorescent stuff. Anyway, samples that you get in this. The first one was this stupid beauty blender one. This one I don't understand at all. It does not make any sense to me. It's this like weird little small, I don't know, sponge, and you're supposed to break this water thing to show, it shows how big the sponge gets. Like how, I don't know. That's dumb. Dumb. The next sample is actually a really nice, generous sample. It's the Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Nightcap. This is going to be an interesting product for me to try and use up because I generally wash my hair at night. So here we go again with another hair product that's going to take me forever to use, but I'm excited to try that. I like the Living Proof products. Interested to try this. This is the Lash. This is clearly they do not have accessibility standards at Lash because you cannot read this font, but this is the Overnight Lip Sleeping Mask in vanilla. I have the regular one, like the original, and when they came out with the new scents, I was like, damn it, because I like vanilla better. I haven't used this yet. It doesn't really smell a whole lot. The sample is much smaller than what you think it is, though, because if you look at the bottom there, you can see that it's not as big as you think it is. They're lying. Anyway, nice sample, but I do have that product anyway, so it's not a big deal. A little tiny perfume sample. At least it's like in a nicer little bottle than the typical samples you get online. This is Chloe perfume. I will probably put this within a giveaway or something because while I do like this perfume, it's just not my personality, but it is a nice perfume. This sample is pretty weak. It's kind of small. It's the Renewed Hope in a Jar from Philosophy. White, so it's really hard to read the light reflecting off of it. But this sample is just like real dinky. Kind of not impressed with this one. 7 milliliters. I don't know what that compares to. Well, comparing it to this is 30 milliliters. So anyway. And the last two are mascara ones, which I'm actually pretty excited to try these ones. Specifically this first one, it's the Caution Mascara from Hourglass. The next one, I think this was gimmicky, but I'm still interested to try it. It's the Pump and Volume from Dior Show. That's what that one looks like. So yeah, definitely excited to try these. I'll definitely be doing a mascara review on these at some point in the future. I'm just not going to open them soon because I just opened 2 new mascaras, so there will be a video coming up soon about that. So the samples were okay, but nothing too exciting. Again, the whole reason for me going to the Rouge event was just to see what it was like to experience it. Yeah, it was nice that the one girl did, spend some time, showing me some products, but overall, I just didn't enjoy it. I find it overwhelming. It just is not my kind of thing to do. It's funny, I had this thought after I left. I don't know, and I've been in a really bad mood this week, so it really didn't help. Part of me was hoping that it would help put me in a better mood, and it just kind of kept me in that same crappy mood. But part of me was thinking when I left, I was like, man, I wish I was rich enough that a store would close or let me shop after hours so I had the whole store to myself. And then I realized, well, if I were that rich that a store would do that for me, I probably would just pay someone else to shop for me. That's how much I really don't like shopping. So again, that's just my personal experience because I'm not a huge shopper, although I don't think I'm that unique in that sense. I think there's a lot of us out there that are really like, I don't like crowds, I don't really like shopping, I feel overwhelmed in the store. I was real good. Where I suffer the most is the Isle of Doom, and I'm not gonna lie, there was like 10 products in the Isle of Doom that I wanted to buy easily, hands down, and I did not buy any of them. Actually, that's where I put the Cover FX back. So, I don't know if this video is helpful. I hope I was able to at least share my experience with others and give you sort of an idea of what it's like if you've never been to a Rouge event. I'm curious if you went to the Rouge event in your town. What was it like? Was it similar to my experience? Is your store crazy like my store? Did you get to see any other products? Were you interested in any other products? What did you buy? Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. And I would love it if you did subscribe to my tiny little channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.